In this video, I'm going to show you how to play the bass line from God Only Knows by the Beach Boys. This is from their Pet Sounds album, such a fantastic album. It's actually got 4 bass players on it, but I'm going to talk more about that in another video. I always thought that Carol Kaye played bass on this track, but when I researched it further for this lesson, she's actually credited playing 12-string guitar. Now, she was a great jazz guitarist, so this is entirely possible. The player who's credited with bass guitar on this track is Ray Pohlman. He played on some of the other tracks on Pet Sounds as well. He plays some of the danelectro parts. So that was a 6-string danelectro. It was played with a pick. You get that real kind of, it's called the tic-tac sound, okay, that high kind of clicky sound. But this sounds like a bass guitar on this to me, played with a pick. It's hard to tell. Lyle Ritz is also credited with upright bass. You can hear that a little bit. Sometimes when you listen to the bass line, you can kind of hear 2 parts. So he's playing the lower part on upright when you hear that. Carol Kaye says on her website that she plays on this track, so it is a bit confusing. Sometimes a few players lay down tracks, and later in production, only one of them is used. So I don't know, we'll never get down and really find out the truth here, but it doesn't really matter. It's a great bass line. For this lesson, I'm going to teach you the pick bass part. Now, you can play that on fingerstyle, that's fine, but it's got that real kind of clicky pick sound that I really think makes the song. Now, Carol Kaye, I know she played with a pick all the time, flat wounds on a P bass with a bit of foam, so I've put some foam here anyway. So that's, I'm going to play with a pick for this lesson, but as I said, you can play fingerstyle if you don't use a pick. I've transcribed the bass line. You can get that on a free PDF in standard notation and tab by clicking the link in the description below this video. Like a lot of the songs on Pet Sounds, God Only Knows has got a really interesting chord progression. It's in the key of E major, but lots of the sections start on an A major chord. There are loads of slash chords in the chord progression. These are sometimes called inversions. When you see a slash chord as the bass player, you'll play the second letter. So for example, if you've got E over B, then as a bass player, you're going to play the B, okay? This just tells us that it's an E chord, but we've got the 5th in the bass, okay? So often on slash chords, you'll play the 3rd or the 5th, sometimes other notes, sometimes the 7th, okay? Now slash chords or inversions create really smooth bass lines. You can step down or step up and note by note. And for this reason, there aren't a lot of big jumps in this bass line. This is the main kind of groove for the bass line. Okay, so it's almost exclusively that rhythm. It was played on flat wounds. It's hard to tell, but I like to leave a little gap between the first and second note like this. Okay, we've got 4 bars for the intro, and we come in after 3 and on the 4th bar. So the 4th bar is 1, 2, 3 and. Okay, 1, 2, 3 and. All right, and the 8th notes have got a shuffle feel. Ba 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 instead of ba ba ba. That would be straight. Okay, so they've got a shuffle feel to all of the 8th notes. The bass in the first verse is quite high, okay, it goes quite high. That's why I kind of think it could be played on the danelectro, but you can play it on a P bass, perfectly fine. So here we are, we start on A, same rhythm, that's B, up to F sharp, up to A. Okay, it's really nice there, so A is on the 14th fret of the G string, and then we carry on with B, up to C, back to B, and then A sharp, and then A, G sharp, F sharp, and then jump down to E. Okay, so you can see there the notes are really close. All right, we've got after the first 4 bars, we've got like B, C, B, A sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, and then E. So that's a big jump there from the F sharp down to open E, okay? It's one of the few jumps in the bass line. This bass line is all about the chord progression. It's got a simple groove to it. So you just have to learn the chords. Remember, that's on the free PDF below. If you're enjoying this lesson, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can do that by clicking the red subscribe button in the corner of the screen. And if you click the bell and select all, then you'll get notified as soon as I release a new video. Verse 2 is pretty much the same as verse 1, apart from the end 4 bars, but it's down the octave, okay? So we start on the A here. Okay, I'll talk through that in a minute. So you can see that it's just an octave lower. You can play this in loads of positions. There isn't really kind of one nice position. It kind of moves. You have to shift quite a bit, but there are a few options there. It's just entirely up to you. Now, when we get to these last 4 bars of verse 2, these are with a straight feel. So it sounds really nice when you go into this straight feel. So the bar before. Okay, not. Okay, that would be the kind of swing or the shuffle feel, but it's straight. Okay, so E, E, F sharp, E, G natural. And then C, D, E, G, A. Okay, that's just the major pentatonic, okay? Okay, so you just learn the first 2 bars and the next 2 bars are the same. Then we've got the bridge section. This is slightly different. The chords are different. It starts on a D. We've got D, and then E, and then F sharp, B, D, E, F, E, D sharp. Okay, and lots of the chords, like I said, are different actually above the note that we're playing. So you can see there, they're very kind of like close harmonies sometimes. So there it goes to the F sharp and then it goes to the F. Okay, so it's a really interesting progression there. So again, that's just about learning what the chords are. The groove stays the same. Then we've got verse 3. This is pretty similar to verse 1 and 2, but it's just different at the start. The first 4 bars, we've got D, C sharp, B, A. Okay, then it starts getting the same. Okay, then it's kind of the same as the other verses. Then we've got an outro. This just repeats around the bass notes A, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, okay? With that same groove. Okay, just repeats that round and round. Okay, so that's the whole bass line. It's a relatively simple bass line, but like I said, the chords change a lot. So you just have to learn the progression. If you haven't played with a pick before, then this is a great one to try it with, okay? Because it's not too technical. Once you get that groove, so just try it with a pick. If you do play with a pick and you haven't tried the foam, try that as well. It's a bit of fun. And like I said, there's a lower upright part as well in places. So have a listen to that. There's lots of things going on during the whole track. Sometimes it's hard to hear the bass. You can hear the clickiness of it, which kind of helps. Sometimes it's hard to hear the bass in the mix. So that's it really. Download the free PDF. I'd love to hear what you thought of this. If you've got another favourite song on pet sounds, let me know by leaving a comment below this video. And don't forget, you can help me out by liking and sharing this video, and also subscribing to my channel. And if you felt that you got value out of this lesson, you can always buy me a coffee. They're $5. The details are at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the link below in the description. Also, head over to my website, gbshed.com. I've got loads of bass resources, courses, merch, books, that kind of thing. So it's gbshed.com. Well, this is Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Hopefully see you very soon in the next video.